Many people believe that death comes suddenly or without warning, but in reality, the body often gives subtle clues that something serious is coming. Especially in seniors over the age of 65, these signs may appear gradually. Family members and caregivers may dismiss them as simple signs of aging, but they can be early indicators that the body is preparing to shut down. The first sign is a significant change in appetite. A senior who once enjoyed meals may begin skipping them. You might notice food left untouched, snacks uneaten, or a complete disinterest in what used to be favorite dishes. This isn't just about taste or digestion. As the body nears the end of life, energy needs decrease and appetite naturally reduces. The digestive system begins to slow down and food becomes harder to process. It's not unusual for someone to stop eating altogether in their final weeks or days. What matters is that this change shouldn't be brushed off. If a senior suddenly eats much less or stops eating without another medical explanation, it's a warning sign that shouldn't be ignored. Another early warning sign is withdrawal from social activities. Seniors who once looked forward to family visits, phone calls, or daily routines might begin to pull away. They may decline invitations, avoid conversations, or stop answering the phone. It's not always about sadness or depression. Often, it's a natural part of the dying process. As energy declines, interacting with others can become exhausting. Emotionally, they may also begin to disconnect as part of preparing themselves, even if they don't realize it consciously. If someone becomes unusually quiet or distant, it's worth paying attention. The third sign is increased fatigue and sleeping much more than usual. Most seniors enjoy naps, and that's perfectly normal. But if someone begins sleeping more than 16 hours a day or can't stay awake for more than a few minutes at a time, it may be a sign that their body is slowing down. You might notice that they sleep through meals, family visits, or television programs they once loved. This kind of exhaustion isn't about being bored or tired from a busy day. It's about a body that is conserving its remaining energy. As organs begin to shut down, the need for sleep increases. In many cases, sleep becomes their most comfortable state. Another common warning sign is changes in skin color and temperature. You may notice that a senior's hands or feet feel unusually cold. The skin might look pale, bluish, or even mottled with purple or gray patches. These changes are due to reduced blood circulation. As the heart becomes weaker, blood is no longer efficiently pumped to the extremities. This can also cause the skin to appear thin or dry. If you see these changes, especially along with fatigue and appetite loss, it may point to something more serious than normal aging. The fifth sign is confusion or changes in mental clarity. A senior who was once sharp and aware might begin to forget names, lose track of time, or have difficulty following conversations. Sometimes they may become disoriented and not know where they are. In some cases, they may even see things that aren't there or speak to people who have passed. This can be distressing to witness, but it's not uncommon. As oxygen levels in the brain decrease and the body weakens, confusion can set in. It's important to remain calm and reassuring, offering support rather than correction. A sixth sign is a noticeable change in breathing patterns. Breathing may become irregular, shallow, or noisy. There might be long pauses between breaths. Or you may hear what is often called the death rattle, a sound caused by mucus buildup in the throat that isn't being cleared. These changes often happen in the final days or hours of life, but in some cases, they begin earlier. If breathing patterns shift significantly, it's a clear signal that medical attention is needed. Finally, the seventh warning sign is a change in overall appearance and body language. This includes weight loss, a hunched posture, reduced movement, and a distant look in the eyes. Some people begin to speak less or look past those they're talking to. Others may seem unusually calm or even peaceful, which can be surprising. It's not always sadness or fearsome. Seniors reach a point of quiet acceptance. The important thing is to watch for a general sense that someone is physically and emotionally letting go. Each of these signs on their own may not be cause for alarm. But when several appear together, especially in a short period of time, it's a strong indication that something serious is happening. Recognizing these signs early allows families to make decisions, say what needs to be said, and provide comfort and presence during a time that matters most. In the next part, we'll talk about how to respond to these signs, what kind of support seniors need during this stage, and why understanding these signals can help everyone involved. Recognizing the early warning signs is only part of the picture. What truly matters is how we respond once we see them. For many families, the first reaction is fear or denial. After all, no one wants to imagine losing a loved one. But when we understand what's happening, we can shift from fear to presence, and from panic to compassion. Let's begin with the first major response: open communication. If your loved one is showing several of these signs, it may be time to talk. Not about dying directly, unless they're ready, but about how they're feeling, what they need, and what's comfortable for them. Seniors who are facing the end of life often want to talk, but they're afraid to burden others, so they stay silent. Creating space for gentle, honest conversation can give them permission to share. Ask simple questions. Are you feeling okay? Is there anything that's been on your mind lately? Let them take the lead. You don't have to have the perfect words. Just your presence is enough. The second important response is to involve medical professionals early. Many of the signs we talked about in Part 1 can also be linked to treatable conditions. Fatigue, confusion, and appetite loss can also come from infections, dehydration, or medication interactions. Don't assume the worst. Instead, contact their doctor, describe what you've noticed, and let them assess the situation. If it is something more serious, involving a hospice team or palliative care provider sooner can make a world of difference. These teams specialize in comfort-focused care and support, not just for the senior, but for the family as well. Third, focus on comfort, not correction. If your loved one is confused or hallucinating, it may be tempting to correct them or argue. But that only creates distress. Instead, try to enter their world gently. If they speak to someone who isn't there, you might say, "That sounds like someone important to you." If they forget what day it is, calmly respond without making them feel wrong. The goal isn't to fix the confusion, it's to maintain dignity and reduce anxiety. Next, consider modifying their environment. As the body weakens, small changes can make a big difference. Softer lighting, fewer loud noises, and keeping the room at a comfortable temperature can help them rest easier. Place important items within reach: tissues, water, glasses, a photo of someone they love. Little details like these can make their final days feel less clinical and more personal when breathing becomes irregular or noisy. As mentioned in Part 1, it's often unsettling for family members. But for the senior, it's rarely painful. What helps most is repositioning. Turning the person onto their side or slightly elevating their head can ease the noise. A cool cloth on the forehead, holding their hand, or simply being near them can offer more comfort than any words. Touch becomes incredibly powerful during this time. A gentle hand on the shoulder, a slow back rub, or simply holding their hand can provide reassurance in a way that words can't. Our bodies remember touch, even when the mind fades. If your loved one is no longer responsive, don't assume they can't hear you. Many people report that hearing is the last sense to go. Speak softly, share memories, say what you need to say. It matters. Another key element during this time is acceptance. Not giving up, but accepting that the body is going through a natural process. When we shift our focus from saving to soothing, we give the senior something far more valuable than treatment. We give them peace. Acceptance also means allowing space for emotion. Tears, silence, even laughter, all of it is normal. There's no perfect way to prepare. Every person, every family is different. This period also brings opportunities to create closure. Some families take this time to share stories. Others bring in music, favorite books, or spiritual practices. These small acts can create a feeling of wholeness, even in the middle of loss. Consider asking your loved one if there's anything they'd like to do. See an old friend, hear a favorite song, sit by the window. It doesn't have to be big. Meaningful doesn't mean complicated. You might also notice a final burst of energy, sometimes called a rally. A senior who's been unresponsive for days might suddenly wake up, speak clearly, or ask for food. This can be confusing. Some think they've recovered. But often, it's a temporary surge, a last moment of clarity before the body lets go. It's a gift. Be present for it, enjoy it, but know that it doesn't always mean a turnaround. Lastly, don't forget to take care of yourself. Being present for someone at the end of life is emotionally and physically draining. Rest when you can. Ask for help. Talk to others. Many caregivers experience guilt, thinking they should be doing more. But your love, your presence, your willingness to be there, that's more than enough. In Part 3, we'll explore the deeper emotional and spiritual shifts many seniors go through in their final weeks, and how families can help honor that experience. As we move deeper into understanding the final stages of life, it's important to know that not all signs are physical. In fact, some of the most profound changes that occur in seniors before death are emotional and spiritual, and these are just as real, just as meaningful. You may notice your loved one begins to withdraw emotionally, even from people they've been close to for years. They may speak less or choose to spend more time alone. They might turn down visits or seem uninterested in conversation. At first, this can feel hurtful, but this emotional distance is often a natural part of the dying process. It's the body's and mind's way of turning inward. Their energy is going toward reflection, preparation, and letting go. For many seniors, this internal focus comes with a sense of life review. They might bring up long-forgotten memories, share stories from their childhood, or mention people they haven't spoken about in decades. Some may express regret, others pride, and many will do both. This is a vital emotional process. Their way of sorting through their life, finding meaning, seeking forgiveness, expressing gratitude, or even tying up emotional loose ends. If your loved one begins talking this way, let them. You don't have to offer answers. Just listening can bring them peace. Ask open-ended questions if it feels right. What was your happiest memory? Is there someone you wish you could see again? These questions aren't about fixing anything. They're about allowing space for expression, a final chance for someone to be seen and heard as they truly are. Another surprising shift is a change in spiritual awareness, even for those who've never been religious. A day may speak about seeing loved ones who have passed away. Some describe feeling like they're between two worlds, not quite here, but not fully gone. Others may have vivid dreams or visions. While these moments might seem strange or even unsettling, they're often described by seniors as comforting. They may report feeling visited by a parent, a spouse, or even a spiritual figure. Medical experts have studied this for years. And while there are different interpretations, the most important thing is this. For the person experiencing it, it feels real and meaningful. If a senior says, "I saw my mother last night," or "he's waiting for me," the best response is gentle curiosity. Say something like, "Tell me more about that." There's no need to correct, explain, or analyze. These spiritual moments can offer immense peace. You may also notice a shift in priorities. As the body slows down, so does the desire for things like TV, news, or social events. In their place, seniors often crave simplicity, soft music, nature sounds, quiet conversation, or silence. It's as if the outer world fades and the inner world becomes richer. More important, this is also a time when some seniors want to make peace, not just with others, but with themselves. They may express a need to say, "I'm sorry," or "I forgive you." These words can carry enormous emotional weight. If your loved one opens up in this way, hold space for it. If they express guilt or shame, remind them they're loved. If they share forgiveness, receive it with grace. This can be one of the most powerful gifts they and you receive in the final chapter of life. There may also be a change in how they view time. For someone near death, the future may feel abstract. Plans, appointments, or even the concept of next week may no longer seem relevant. They may live moment to moment, focused only on what's happening now. That might mean they forget conversations quickly or seem uninterested in things they used to love. This isn't forgetfulness, it's presence. It's their way of staying grounded in the now. During this emotional and spiritual stage, your role shifts too. You're not just a caregiver. You become a witness to their journey. You offer more than assistance. You offer presence. Sitting beside them quietly, being okay with silence. Allowing space for whatever emotions arise. This is deeply supportive. It's also the time when families begin facing their own emotional response. Fear, sadness, frustration, helplessness. These feelings are normal. Grief doesn't wait for death. It often starts long before. You may feel like you're losing parts of your loved one piece by piece. Their personality, their strength, their voice. It's okay to feel this. It's okay to cry, to step away for a moment, to seek support. Sometimes emotions get tangled. A caregiver might feel anger, not at the person, but at the situation, at how unfair or painful it is. You're not alone. Support groups, counselors, spiritual advisors, and even friends can be lifelines. Don't carry this alone. As the days grow quieter, many families find comfort in ritual. Lighting a candle, playing a favorite song, reading a passage, saying a prayer, even just holding hands at the same time each day. These small acts create a rhythm, a sense of peace and connection. Amid uncertainty, it's also the time to express love freely and often. Sometimes we hold back, thinking they already know I love them, but hearing it matters. Say it aloud, say it often. Tell them what they meant to you. Share your favorite memory. Remind them of the ways they shaped your life. These words don't have to be perfect, but they do have power. In many cases, a person's final emotional state reflects how they're treated. Kindness, patience, respect. These things help someone pass with dignity. And for the family, knowing they were able to offer that dignity is often a source of comfort for years to come. In Part 4, we'll walk through the final moments of life, the physical signs of the body's shutdown, what to expect, and how to create a peaceful space for goodbye as the final days or sometimes hours approach. The body begins to give subtle but clear signals that life is drawing to a close. These signs can feel unsettling at first, especially if you haven't seen them before, but they are part of a natural, peaceful transition. One of the earliest changes is in breathing. The rhythm may become irregular, fast, then slow. There might be long pauses between breaths. This is known as Cheyne-Stokes breathing. It can sound dramatic, but it usually isn't uncomfortable. In fact, the person is often unaware of it. You might also hear a soft rattling or gurgling sound. It's called the death rattle. It's caused by saliva collecting in the throat because the person is too weak to swallow. It can sound frightening, but it doesn't mean they're in pain. Often, they're not even conscious of it. If it feels distressing for you, a nurse or a hospice caregiver may reposition them or offer gentle suction to reduce the sound. But the important thing to know is this: it's a normal part of dying. Another change is a drop in blood circulation. As the heart begins to slow down, blood flows less efficiently, especially to the hands and feet. You may notice the skin becoming cool, even bluish, or mottled in color. The extremities, fingers, toes, even the tip of the nose may feel colder to the touch. This isn't something you need to fix. It's a natural part of the body conserving its energy for the most vital organs. The person's skin tone may shift too. You might see pale or ashy coloring. The body is simply letting go, one system at a time. In the final hours, consciousness fades. Most seniors become less responsive. They may sleep more deeply and for longer periods. Eventually, they may stop waking at all. Even if they don't speak, hearing is often the last sense to go. That means your voice still matters. If you're with someone in this stage, speak softly. Tell them you're there. Offer comforting words, even if you're unsure they can hear. Many families say later that they're glad they spoke up, said goodbye, or simply said, I love you, even if the person didn't respond. Facial muscles begin to relax. The jaw may drop slightly. Their eyes may remain half open or unfocused. Blinking slows down. Sometimes their gaze fixes on something unseen, and that's okay. These moments can carry spiritual or symbolic meaning. Some describe this as looking through the veil. Others see it as a quiet moment of transition. Either way, it's not something to fear. As the body lets go, you may notice a sudden burst of energy. This is known as the rally. It can happen hours or days before death. The person might wake up, become alert, eat a little, or even engage. In brief conversation, it often feels like a miracle. And while it's a beautiful moment, it usually signals that the end is very near. Use this time to hold their hand, speak your heart, and treasure the connection. Don't try to prolong it. Simply be present. Eventually, breathing becomes slower, more shallow. The intervals between breaths grow longer, and then there is stillness. The moment of death can be both heartbreaking and peaceful. Any people describe the room becoming quiet in a new way. There may be tears. There may be silence. There may even be a sense of relief. Not because the person is gone, but because their struggle is over. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes. There's no right or wrong reaction. Some people cry immediately. Others feel numb. Some begin praying. Some just sit quietly, holding the hand of someone who is no longer there. After death, the body changes quickly. The skin becomes pale. Muscles relax. The mouth may remain open. There's no need to rush. Take your time. This is your moment too. Sit with them if you wish. Close their eyes gently, if they're still open. Say goodbye in whatever way feels right to you. Call hospice, your nurse, or emergency services, depending on the care plan in place. If the person was under hospice care, there's no need for emergency services. The nurse will guide you through. What happens next? Some families choose to wash or dress the body. Others prefer professionals to handle it. Either is okay. This is a personal, cultural, and emotional decision. What matters most is this: you've walked with someone through the final chapter of life. You've been a witness to their transition. That takes courage, love, and deep presence. In the days that follow, grief may arrive in waves. It might feel sharp at first, like a cut you didn't see coming. Or it may sneak up on you, days or weeks later. There is no timeline, no normal path through grief. But know this: everything you're feeling is valid. You may replay your last words, second-guess decisions, wonder if you did enough. These thoughts are part of the process. When they come, try to speak to yourself the way your loved one might have, with kindness, understanding, and love. Let yourself grieve, not just their absence, but also the role you played. If you were a caregiver, your routines may suddenly feel empty. If you were a family member, the phone call you used to expect may never come again. These losses are real. Talk about them. Share memories. Write them down. Cry when you need to. Laugh when the stories bring joy. And if needed, reach out for support. You're not alone. And remember, dying is not just an ending. It's also a legacy. The way you showed up, the way you loved them through it all, that becomes part of their story, part of your story. You honored their journey. And now you walk into the next chapter of your own.